What part of you have you tried to fulfill through something external? We like to believe we are driven by logic, that we evolve through thought, progress, and purpose. But peel back the surface of any era and you'll find a current stronger than reason. Desire distilled into fixation. Preference bloated into ritual. Craving disguised as culture. This is the age of fetish, where everything from sneakers to silence, from hustle to healing, can be elevated, monetized, aestheticized. We no longer just consume, we sanctify. And the question isn't just what we fetishize, it's what that says about what we fear, what we lack, and what we worship. But what happens when everything becomes fetishized, when even our search for meaning becomes a brand? Let's take a closer look. We used to worship gods, now we worship gear. Sneakers are displayed like relics, tech is unboxed like a treasure, even wellness comes with signature scents and ceremonial kits. Our cravings have become commercialized and our identities follow suit. To buy is to become, to collect is to perform. We fetishize not just a thing, but what it says about us. Brands understand this. They don't sell products, they sell fetishes, a feeling, a vibe, a future self. We wear them like shields. In a world of instability, a luxury bag is more than leather. It's a symbol of control. A gym body isn't just health, it's discipline made visible. And underneath it all is a single driver, the hunger to feel something deeper, through something external. Not all fetishes live in sex, but many of them start there. We live in a post-taboo culture that both commodifies and weaponizes desire. OnlyFans, aesthetic surgeries, sensory ASMR, e-girls, and domcore. The lines between personal turn-on and public currency have blurred. In this landscape, even vulnerability becomes erotic. We fetishize softness, sadness, authenticity. And that word, authentic, it's the most fetishized of all. Curated rawness, branded brokenness, designed decay. We want to feel, but we want to feel in high definition, under perfect lighting. What does it mean when we start to eroticize not just bodies, but moods, not just aesthetics, but emotional states? It means we're starving for sensation, for intensity, for proof that something can still pierce the numb. We left religion, but we didn't leave ritual. From Palo Santo to psychedelics, we found new ways to channel the sacred and profit from it. Burning sage on camera, posting your trauma healing retreat, bragging about your inner child work, these aren't inherently bad, but when the spiritual becomes performative, it becomes hollow, aesthetic devotion without depth. We crave transcendence, but we also crave validation. And when those wires cross, even our healing becomes content. We fetishize not face, but the image of being enlightened. And sometimes that's enough to distract us from the hard work of actual transformation. In a chaotic world, control becomes the ultimate fetish. From biohacking to minimalism, from routines to rigid boundaries, we sculpt our days into rituals of safety. Structure becomes a drug. Perfection becomes a coping mechanism. We organize our pain into planners, color code our healing, discipline our joy. But control is seductive, and like any fetish, it can start to consume the thing it was meant to serve. At what point does optimization turn into obsession? When does discipline become its own prison? When does the fantasy of control actually cuts off from living? In an age of curated struggle, pain itself becomes performative. From sad girl aesthetics to burnout bragging, we fetishize exhaustion, heartbreak, and healing journeys. Suffering becomes a badge. Vulnerability becomes content. We're not just encouraged to overcome, we're encouraged to package our pain. This creates a dangerous illusion that growth must be visible to be real, that only public wounds count. But true transformation is often quiet, ugly, unmarketable. And if we're not careful, we confuse attention with progress. Even rebellion has become a look. Anti-establishment is now a mood board. From punk fashion reissued by luxury houses to TikTok de-influencing trends, we now brand our dissent. We think we are resisting, but we're still playing the game, just in a different aesthetic. We fetishize the rebel, not the risk, the edge, not the cost, the performance of dissent, not the discomfort of change. What happens when even resistance becomes a commodity? Fetish is a mirror, but it's also a map. It shows us where culture is headed, often before language catches up. Every era has its own obsession, its secret craving, and if you want to predict the next shift, don't look at trends, look at fetishes. They tell you what people are starving for, what they've repressed, what they're whispering in private but not saying out loud. Because fetish isn't just desire, it's desperation, and desperation always leaves a trail. So where are we heading? In a world where even attention is a commodity, the next big fetish might not be sex, power, or status. It might be realness, silence, intimacy, disappearance. A return to rawness that can't be monetized. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe we keep fetishizing until the concept collapses. Until everything becomes symbolic, everything becomes currency, and meaning dissolves into marketing. But here's the deeper truth. Fetishes reveal fault lines. They show us what we long for, but don't know how to ask for. They're symptoms of a culture that's overexposed and undernourished. So maybe the better question isn't, what do you fetishize, but what part of you have you tried to fulfill through something external? If this stirred something in you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments. What do you think we're truly chasing beneath the surface? If this struck something inside you, describe or sit with it a little longer. And if you're curious about the visuals, they're part of the world I'm building beyond the screen. You can see more of my work at TOMAAS.com. This is part of the TOMAAS prophecies, cinematic essays that don't just reflect the world, but read between its fractures. Through layered visuals and emotional pattern recognition, we practice prophetism, a new way of seeing. Here, art isn't decoration, it's intel. It translates what we haven't yet learned to name, because by the time everyone understands the shift, it already happened.